Ready.
Susan,
Right.
can I just tell you that Terry Racine and Kim Waite will not be at the meeting?
Okay, sounds good. And everybody else it looks like is here, so all right.
Go ahead and you can start.
We're recording, okay.
Yep, we are.
Let's take roll call to start. Alder Dorf. Alder Dorf is here. I can see, okay. Alder Weary.
Yep.
Clerk Teske,
Yes.
Chief of Staff Jeffries.
Here.
And Terry Racine is absent. Karen Schley,
Here.
Susan Smith here, H. Smet,
Here.
and Professor Stodinger.
Here.
Great. Welcome, everyone. All right, first thing on the agenda, approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Okay, give me one. Just give me 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, we have a motion by Alder Dorf. Go ahead.
Second by, look like Alder Weary,
Okay.
to approve the agenda. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? The ayes have it. Agenda approved. Approval of the minutes of the July 9th, 2020 meeting.
Seriously, I'll do it. Move to approve.
I can second.
Second, okay. By Alder Dorf to approve, second by Professor Stonger to approve the minutes of the July 9th, 2020 meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? No, so passes. The ayes have it. Regular business, discussion with possible action on setting future meeting dates for August and September. I will
Grabbing my calendar. I'll be right back.
okay. Clerk Teske or Chief of Staff Jeffries, I think this might be yours.
Yeah, we have some meetings that are going to be happening on Thursday as a result of 2 items that need to be discussed with protection and policy. So in your packets, you should have, and of course I don't really have access to the packet. I mean, I've got 2 different screens going. You should have some dates in August and in September. Do you see those?
And, I was just going to give the dates.
Yes,
They're
please.
not in front of you. They're August 13, August 27th, September 10th, and September 24th.
So we could choose different dates, but if we're going to keep it on a Thursday, which I would recommend, then those would be the dates that are available.
Should work, huh?
Yeah.
So this is our last one before the election?
Correct.
Okay. Good.
Yes, Clerk Teske.
I know Kim Waite can't make the 10th and I can't make the 24th. But one of us, representing the clerk's office would be there.
Sure. And I assume, we'll have more of a report as we go forward with this meeting, but it seems like all the pieces are coming together for the August election. So it doesn't sound like we need a meeting prior to that. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's correct. If we can just, I understand you helped with something this week and I want to talk about that later, but we can do that later on.
Okay. Any further discussion or a motion?
I move to approve that these be the future meeting dates as discussed.
Okay.
Second.
H seconds. Okay, so motion by Alder Dorf and second by H. Smet for the dates listed 8/13, 8/27, 9/10, and 9/24. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 And any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. Regular business polling location. Discussion possible action on the updated list of polling locations and the addition of a possible early in-person voting, absentee polling location, as well as a polling location near Lambeau Field. Clerk Teske, do you want to start, or Chief of Staff? I know Alderman Weary, you have something to report on this as well. Clerk, sure.
So I understand you did some calling today for us?
I did, yep.
Thank you so much, because I wanted to make sure that they knew we were coming. My concern is, and I just sent Celestine an email, is the ones, for instance, like St. Jude said yes for August and maybe for November. So if we could call those places and tell them that we're not coming, because they have to prepare for us to be there. So Celestine, did you understand my email?
I was working on the FAQ for the mask ordinance, so I didn't see it. But I will certainly look. So you would like us to call the ones that said maybe for no. So basically, the ones who didn't commit to both August and November. We want to call them and basically say to them, "We're not using you for August." Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
just so
sure.
they know we're not coming, because then they're going to expect us to pay
Sure.
them.
Yeah.
Right, or show up for elections. Okay.
Right.
Even though we have $1 million, that's probably not a good use of the funds.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
you
I will do that.
so much.
You
Thank
bet.
you.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'll add this, the addition of a possible early in-person absentee polling location. So there are some issues that the law department needs to clear with the WEC about adding this as an early in-person. Obviously, this would be for November, not for August. And this is actually a property that Oneida owns. That would be really big. It's very large. So not only, I'm hoping that we can get it not only for EIPAV, but potentially for Election Day as well, which would be great. But I don't have I don't have anything set, so I don't want to say which property it is. But I'm really happy to report that Oneida is working with us to help us find some locations. Obviously, if we can swing this as an EIPAV site on the west side, we would need to find another one on the east side, because people don't like that, having lopsided in Green Bay. So I do know that our intrepid risk manager, Nate Frumming, was at Dan's and this other location today. He'll go to Keller to do that WEC assessment. So I think we are in good shape. The one thing also that we just need to make sure is the law department has that conversation with the WEC. But this would be for November, not for August.
We don't need one for Keller.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Oh, good. I'll tell him.
So, Celestine, do we know when that will be resolved?
Which?
Legal part of it?
The EIPA. Oh, the legal issue? Yeah, I had emailed them.
About 15 minutes.
The law department,
We'll try to do a hotspot, Ed.
last week, and I did not hear back from them. So I will circle back with them. I'm off tomorrow. I'm trying to be off tomorrow. So I will circle back with them before I leave
Yeah,
today.
it's not, you don't have to, do it now. I want to plan, because the clerk's office doesn't have enough staff.
Right.
So we
Well,
gotta figure out.
and
Okay, thank you.
that's where that grant comes in, I'm hoping.
Yeah, and
Well,
this is for
but we-
November, right?
Yes, Chair, that would be for November. I know that there's
money-
training
money-
involved.
Money-wise, that's good and everything, but just so you know, I can't just stick new people out there and
Yeah.
expect them to do it.
To do
So
the work.
That's
I
my
get that.
concern.
I get that. I do. Yes. So yes, this would be for November, and we'll see what we can do. And then the polling location near Lambeau, which I also did not list in the agenda item, not being sure exactly what was conveyed to the Packers and.
Yeah, I can just talk about it a little bit. Obviously, for the last couple months, about it, and I've been emailing back and forth with Aaron Popke from the Packers, and he's been approaching them internally. Obviously, their schedule and plans and events have all been up in the air, so they couldn't commit to much, and they still can't with the atrium. But they said we could have use of the outer building, Hellgate Village, which is a pretty good-sized building, several entrances, handicapped accessible, huge parking lot. We just have to connect our people with their people, and it's a go on their end. Hopefully we can use it in November.
So I did actually reach out to my contact at the Packers and just waiting to hear back from him.
Cool.
And it's not a player, just in case anyone was wondering.
Aaron Rodgers? What?
Although my husband taught at Chico, we never met Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, Alderdorf.
YAA finally met today and determined that they will not be starting fall sports till August 17th. And those are the more non-contact sports. The others will start after the first week in September. So we could have used, but they didn't know that till today. Today is when they made the ruling, and that would have been too late, right? Right, Chris?
Right, and, you know, it really worked out good anyway, because if we can't use it
Okay.
in November, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful.
Good.
Good. And just as a reminder, before we move on from polling locations for the August election, and they're all set, I know this, but we have 13, is that correct? Or can you just give us an update so we have what we have
Yes.
for the August election?
18.
17 total, 4 of them are the new ones. We have 13 regular ones.
Okay.
Did
Okay.
I might have put that in the packet. I don't know. Anyway,
I thought I read 18 somewhere, and I always thought it was 17.
Yeah,
Maybe it
it's
was in the news
17.
article.
it's
Maybe we got it wrong.
it's
I've been
17.
seeing
I used a
18.
fancy formula in my spreadsheet that didn't work. So yeah, it's 17.
7, okay. Okay, good. Anything else on polling locations, either the August or November election before we make a motion to receive and file? Hint, hint.
I'll make a motion to receive and place on file.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Second by Alderdorf. So Chief of Staff Jeffries made the motion, second by Alderdorf to receive and place on file the information on polling locations. All those in favor?
Aye.
I
And
Opposed? The ayes have it. So received and placed on file. Next on our agenda, poll workers. And this is an update on for the August election, the number and how we're doing on that. That's clerk. Yes. Jessica.
We have 186 poll workers with quite a few more pending. And by pending means the paperwork. So I'm really happy with that. I also got a call from Brown County yesterday saying they were having a meeting with the Wisconsin Elections Commission today. And so they were gathering information and they wanted to know if we had enough poll workers. I said no. And they said, you know, well, they could maybe provide some. So we are going to get 100 from the Wisconsin Elections Commission. I don't know who they are. The county didn't know. Even if we hit good numbers on our own, I still want to use them
Oh, absolutely.
for directing, disinfecting, whatever. Yeah, so that looks really good.
That's great.
Great.
Just for our knowledge, how many are
How many-
and are those ones possibly be used for August?
The pending ones? Yes, yes. You know, the person that's taking care of that for me is on vacation this week, and I forgot to do a number, but I'd guess at least 30, although the reason why my numbers are fluctuating is some of the regular poll workers are calling and saying they don't want to work now because things are getting so bad. So I had 10 quit this
Okay.
week. So that my numbers are just kind of all over the board. So I apologize for that, but we're going to be good.
Okay, good. Good to hear. And any more on poll workers? Any questions? Do we have a motion to receive and place on file?
I make a motion to receive and place on file.
Thank you. Second by Karen Schley. The motion made by Chief of Staff Jeffries to receive and place on file the information on poll workers. All those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Okay, and the ayes have it, the motion passes. On to informational, August and November clerk's calendar.
So hopefully this made it in the packet. I just wanted, Chris, can you just talk to whether or not, or I should say Clerk Teske, could you talk to whether or not we have a firm answer about, the 2 weeks before the November election? Or is it 4 weeks? Is it for sure 2 weeks? Do you know for early in person?
I have been watching the WEC website, and as it stands now, it looks like it's 2 weeks. It just has to be put into motion.
Okay.
I was supposed to hear on the 21st, but nothing's been said yet, but I'm going with the 2 weeks
Okay.
because I haven't heard of any appeals.
Right, okay. So the August calendar, we're obviously very close to August. Right now, we have registration in City Hall. Then we have early in person in City Hall beginning next Tuesday. And then we're, gearing up toward Election Day on the 11th. And then, we have basically in between now and really mid-October, there's a lot of work that we have to do regarding the grant. So, as well as making sure that we have adequate polling locations. We've got 13 that have said yes for November. And we have Sears, I believe, for November. We also have Bay Beach Pavilion for November. That's not on the August list because it's not available in August. So that's going to be the work of the committee moving forward. And I will hopefully be able to add some of those activities regarding the grant into the calendar. I'm going to keep the clerk's calendar separate from the grant activity calendar. We'll talk about the grant more in a minute. Go ahead, Chris. Clerk Teske.
I just want to say that absentee ballots will be going out around September 17th for November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And right
good.
now, just to let you know, what we have right now is 13,763 absentee ballots for August.
Holy cats. I mean, is
Wow.
that a lot? That sounds like a lot.
The most we've ever had, ever. The last presidential, we had 9,000, but that was in person and mail. So we are just, yeah.
So that's 13,763 only absentee. That's before early in person is counted.
Right. Early in person is starting Tuesday,
Right.
and we're getting about 200 requests a day.
For
For absentee.
So it's
Wow.
our flyer. I mean, when that flyer went out, we could see the difference, that people just started rushing us. So, which we love.
That's great.
So, yeah, it's working out good.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad the flyer, the little postcard worked. And it was very, very, very easy. We were very nimble in getting that out to every residential unit in Green Bay. And thanks to Keen Printing for really making that happen very, very quickly. So,
Yes.
That's amazing. Well, hopefully they still have time for more absentees, so.
Ginger?
Yeah.
My internet connection is unstable. I hope you can hear me. Did you get the tabulator thing or the equipment that you didn't know if it was going to be available or not? Clerk Teske
No,
said.
it's gone.
We didn't?
We were taken off. They took us off the list and gave it to someone else because I had to tell him no. He's keeping us on a list, and he said we can only hope for the best. And Diana asked me to ask them if they had a bigger one or something else that we could buy. and I haven't heard back. I have an email into them. So yeah, because that is the one thing I'm worried about is election day.
Yeah, there was
Central
an
count that
there
we'll
was
be able
a-
to get it all done.
there was an article in a magazine that I read, The New Yorker.
So,
Yes, can you hear me? Yes, there.
yeah, no, you can.
Okay, sorry. The microphone, I have to be really up close. So there was an article, there's a account in New York City, and part of it has to do, part of the slowness of the count, the election was at the end of June and they're still counting. Part of the slowness of it has to do with the rules. And how each of the absentee ballots has to be inspected. So the other part is actually with, being able to feed it into a tabulator. So when I read that article, I thought, wow. My concern, of course, is that we are able to purchase the tabulator by the end of the year. Obviously, we need to use it for November. I believe, we'll find out on Monday, I believe we can still use the election grant to purchase the tabulator for future elections, but, and we have to spend that money by December, which I'll update in a bit, but yeah.
I just, what I'm worried about is we've never not finished. We've gone over and maybe got done at midnight. But I'm not sure the direction the WC is going to give us, because in April, they gave us an extension, through that Monday. And that was fantastic. Because by the time you start at 6:15 in the morning and you're working then trying to get that all done, it's tiring. And to work through the night, we can't do that. So I don't know if they'll allow us to start back up at 8 o'clock if we don't get that, because at the rate we're going, I mean, we have a lot, and we prepare everything as much as we can. Like everything will be in word order, alphabetical order. It's checked to make sure, witness signatures of the voter, witness address. We do all that now to get everything in order. So all that is checked. So, I see Fox 11 is on here, but I don't want to be on the news saying that we're the last ones. I mean, we're the biggest in Brown County and they're always looking at us. So, yeah. I'm worried.
Well, may I speak, Susan?
Or yes, go. Yep. Go
Madam
ahead.
Chair. Chris,
Yes.
it'll get done when it gets done. If it isn't humanly possible to get it done by midnight, then it'll get done when it gets done. We're not the only city that's going to be in the situation where maybe our results are coming in later. If the voting goes well and everything is smoothly with the voting and the people aren't standing in lines, and then the next thing is let's get it in, we're going to, Alder Weary, aren't we going to understand if we can't get it done? Alder Weary, tell me, how do you feel?
Yeah, I would concur. We're pretty much doing everything we can at this point. We'll do our best.
We'll do our best. So Clerk Teske, I don't want you stressing over this. You need to be feeling good on the day of elections. Don't stress, okay?
Okay.
And just so
You've got your committee behind you.
Thank
right,
you.
and so it's clear, I guess, for our members and anyone listening to what takes time on that night is feeding the absentee ballots through. Is that what you're concerned about?
Well, we start right away at 7 because we're like a polling location. So we start
Right.
at 7. But if we have, if we're getting 200 now, say we have 15,000 to do. We have
Right.
from 7 and our goal is 8 o'clock at night to get them in. We've never done this many before, so that's why I'm really worried. And we have 5 machines to get 15,000 through in that amount of time. If the machines work well, okay, we might have a fighting chance, but that they're slow because they scan each ballot.
Right. And so the tabulator you were talking about that is no longer available would have helped speed that process up. But it's not available. However, we're on a list. So if it does become available, we could get that with the grant money. So
Right.
that,
Right, and then at just 4,000 an hour.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll all keep our fingers crossed for that. But if not,
Do whatever you need to do. Yes.
Oh, I think I saw one on eBay. No.
Nice try. I would have done that if I could have, believe me.
okay. Anything else on, well, we haven't really, anything else on the grant or anything else on the calendar before we move on to the Wisconsin Safe Voting Plan grant?
I make a motion to receive and place on file.
Second,
Second, was that Alder Dorf? So received to
it
place
was
on.
Alder Dorf. Yeah.
Okay. And second by Alder Dorf, to place on file the information on the August and November clerk's calendar. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, and we're on to the information on the grant.
Yes. So I will begin, if I can, Chair Smith, with the question that Alder Weary had asked about, what staff time is required, what do we have to put into it? When I read the grant agreement, which we will sign, we needed to have the Center for Tech and Civic Life make one change in the grant agreement. So I had to send that back. So we haven't signed it yet. But when I read the grant agreement, there is no provision for us to actually put in staff time. Normally, when grants are applied for, you do have to say upfront what staff time, what actual items you're going to use for a match. So 2 previous grants that I've written all required matches. Those provided in the grant materials. That was not present in this grant application. Also, I know that you did not ask this question. Alder Weary, Alder Johnson at Finance had asked if there were a clawback provision. There isn't, but we do have to spend the money in the way that we promised, essentially, by the end of the year. We will have more information when we have our grant meeting with the Center for Tech and Civic Life on Monday. And we do have an internal team of staff members who will be working with their grant team to make everything happen. So very exciting, lots of work ahead of us. But I think it should be good. Hopefully that answers the question from before and also provides some information about what's going to happen just in next week. And I think that when it comes, since our meeting is not until August, I certainly can provide grant updates to this committee as well as to council, as long as it's a one-way communication.
Great. Great. Any questions? See none. Thanks again, Chief of Staff Jeffries. This is an amazing grant and will definitely help us with these 2 elections upcoming. So great
Yeah,
work on that.
Very exciting. Yep, indeed.
All right. Anyone? Yes, Alder Dorf, you're cutting out a little bit, but I think you made a motion to receive and file. No?
Yeah. Move to receive and place on file.
Okay, great. And a second?
I second.
Perfect. H. Smet has seconded. And all those in favor of receiving and placing on file, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
And any opposed? Great, the ayes have it. And we are at adjournment. If anyone wants to make a motion.
Move to adjourn.
I second it.
Great. Motion by Alder Dorf, second by Karen Schley for adjournment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. The ayes have it. This meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone, for your time. And we will see you after the August election for the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Yep.